Have you ever felt like you don't want to die, but you also don't want to keep living like this anymore either? Then if so, you are not alone, and this video is for you. Hi everybody, welcome back to HSP TV channel. Today we're diving into a topic that many of us, especially black sheep, rebels, unicorns, trailblazers, empaths, and highly sensitive people struggle with. And it's that overwhelming feeling of being stuck in a limbo where life feels unbearable, yet the thought of ending it isn't an option either. In today's video, we'll explore why this happens, what it means to be an empath in this context, and most importantly, how to navigate through these feelings to find a path forward. So let's start by exploring the empath connection. Empaths and highly sensitive people are people who feel the emotions and energies of others deeply. And this heightened sensitivity can make life's challenges feel particularly overwhelming. So if you're an empath or an HSP, you might absorb the pain and the stress of those around you, leaving you emotionally drained and struggling to maintain your own well-being. Several factors contribute to feeling like you don't want to die, but you don't want to keep on living like this either. So let's break some of these down. Let's start with chronic stress and burnout. Continuous exposure to stressful environments can lead to chronic stress and burnout. Imagine trying to keep up with the relentless work demands while also juggling your personal responsibilities. It's no wonder that you feel utterly depleted. And as an empath or an HSP, you might find yourself overwhelmed by the collective emotions of everybody around you. I know for me, this drastically increased after COVID hit and everybody was sort of in emotional overload. I would love to hear how that is for you. But this emotional overload can make it difficult to distinguish between your own feelings and those that you've absorbed or took over from other people. Another cause is lack of support. Because when you feel unsupported or misunderstood, then that can intensify the feelings of isolation and despair. When your attempts to communicate your struggles are met with indifference or dismissal, especially when this happens with family or friends, then it can deepen your sense of hopelessness. So it's very important that you understand what's going on, because the feelings of not wanting to die but not wanting to live like this either can stem from emotional exhaustion, but also lack of fulfillment or a deep sense of disconnect from your true self, who you really are at your core. And in essence, that is what I do with the people that I coach, that I mentor. I help them connect again with their authentic self, their true self. I help them move away from emotional exhaustion and help them find fulfillment in their life, because who wants to be emotionally exhausted? Emotional exhaustion comes when you feel drained and depleted, both physically, but also emotionally. And this often results from prolonged exposure to stress without taking enough time to recharge. And you're just go, 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 but you haven't planned moments where you recharge your battery, and you haven't learned how to keep yourself in balance, but you also cannot pour from an empty cup. So you get emotionally exhausted. Another big group suffers from a lack of fulfillment. You are doing a job because it pays your bills, and it is not giving you satisfaction. It's not giving you fulfillment. It's not utilizing your talents and your gifts. Living a life that doesn't align with your values or your passions can lead to a profound sense of emptiness. It's like going through the motions without any real joy or purpose. And short run, long run, you will suffer for it, and you will hit a wall that, tells you, I cannot go on like this. And most of these things come because we have disconnected from who we really are. We've disconnected from our true self, we've disconnected from our authentic self, and feeling disconnected from your true self can result from trying to meet external expectations or suppressing your authentic desires and needs. And so many people that I have had the privilege of guiding, of helping, have shared with me that they took over the family business because it was expected, or they became a lawyer or a doctor or whatever because their dad and their granddad or mother, grandmother, whatever has been that person, that profession. And it is sort of expected to, keep up the tradition. But it can also be that you have suppressed who you really are in order to fit in order to get people to like you, to accept you. You started changing who you are, suppressing really big parts of who you are. And that is the route I took myself. And that also cut me off from my authentic self, my true self. But it also made it impossible for me to determine what I wanted and what I needed. And all of this can lead to feelings of confusion and despair. But those are not the only feelings that you could be feeling. Another feeling that I felt was hopelessness, a feeling like things will never get any better. And this can be incredibly debilitating. Hopelessness can stem from repeated disappointments or feeling trapped in a situation with no apparent way out. That basically sums up my childhood. Another thing you can feel is anxiety. Because when you constantly worry about the future and suffer from fear of failure, then all of these things can contribute to the feeling of being stuck. And same with the fear of rejection or the fear of not being good enough. And anxiety can make it really difficult to see a way forward or to see a way out. Another thing that lots of my clients suffer from, and I have suffered from regularly as well, are bouts of depression. And because persistent sadness and a lack of interest in activities that you once enjoyed are common symptoms of a depression. It might not mean that you are actually depressed, like the clinical term suggests, but when you are burned out, when you don't have any energy left, when you've given yourself completely and you're not getting the feedback or the energy back that you need to thrive, then you feel depressed. That's a logical conclusion, but depression or feeling depressed can intensify feelings of wanting to escape your current situation. Another thing you could be feeling is overwhelm. And you could be feeling overwhelmed by responsibilities and by emotional burdens. And that can make even small tasks seem insurmountable. And this can then lead to procrastination, but also a sense of being stuck. So, what can you do when you feel like this? One thing you can do is find help, seek professional help. It might be coaching, it might be emotional freedom techniques. Ja, het is toch wel een goede video. Nou.